continue. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Hello, Inkdewers. Good evening, namaste, and happy Republic Day to everyone.
Hello.
Republic Day is a very good occasion in India. Why? It honors the date on which the Constitution of India came into effect. It honors the date on which the Constitution of India came into effect on 26th of January 1950. This is the governing document of India and thus turning the nation into a newly formed republic. Needless to mention, our constitution is the longest written document in the world and a masterpiece of literature. We have a long history of Ramayana, Mahabharata, Charaka Samhita, Sushrut Samhita. There are so many literary masterpieces, and we celebrate this till today. Anyway, keeping nothing hush, Inkdew publication takes immense and pioneering step to celebrate our motherland India's 72nd glorious Republic Day on a high note. Previously, we had conducted an epoch-making online event for 3 consecutive days, from 14th to 16th August of this year in 2020. Overseas poets of around 10 countries with unparalleled caliber and renown amalgamated with Indian poets to participate in high voltage poetry sessions back to back. We are conducting Litfests regularly in various languages and we will continue this too in coming days. We are conducting Litfests in as many as 10 languages, and we are really glad that we are globalizing our literature. We are translating our poems in various languages. We are translating our poems from ODIA to English, English to ODIA, Hindi to English, and so many things are going on in Inkdew publications. And today, on this Republic Day, we have invited eminent poets around the world for this Republic Day special international poetry session. To introduce you, let me introduce you to our beloved poetess, a bilingual poetess. She has marked her name in poetry with her soulful poetry. An entrepreneur by profession, she has used her life experience in a well-articulated and rhythmic tone in her poetry. Starting her poetic journey with her first collection, Footprints, she has come a long way in her credentials as a poetess. She has successfully published her second book, Chand Ehsas, this time in Hindi. Currently residing in Dubai, she has been an individual with various attributes. Apart from holding a reputed position in an HR and training consulting firm, she has worked in hotels, educational institutions, and corporate entities. Still, she has managed time and has endeavored to showcase an array of emotions through the compilation of her poems in her latest book, Myriad of Dreams. In more recent times, she has been featured as a winner in several Facebook blogging portals like our own Inkdew publications, Asian Literary Society, Mons Presso, Chrysanthemum Chronicles, Kalamanthan, United by Ink, and Penmanship. Dear poetess, respected Nisha Tandon ma'am, you are welcome to our international poetry session.
Thank you so much, Manoj. This really means a lot. It is my first on air as a poetess, so it is special. And I really need to thank you. And let me wish our viewers a very happy Republic Day, 72nd. And being in Dubai, the zest is not lost. We are still enthusiastic about every Indian festival. And I wish all the Inkdewers a very, very all the best. Thank you, Manoj.
Welcome, ma'am. Now, let me introduce another eminent and who is with us since the very beginning of our Inkdew. She studied in Delhi University, worked in Zimbabwe and Mauritius, and is currently an editor in the Ministry of Arts and Culture. She is the author of book Ella, Who is Your Best Friend, Short Stories and Fables, and a lyric advocate of soulful poems. Dreams to Reality will be published very soon. Her poems have featured in prestigious online magazines. She was selected by Destiny Poets as Poet of the Year, ICOP Awards 2019. Her poems feature in several international anthologies. Lately, she was honored by Gujarat Sahitya Academy. She writes poems in our Inkdew publications regularly, and she's inspiring us since very beginning. She is none other than our respected poetess Usmati Subron ma'am from Mauritius. Ma'am, welcome to our international poetry session.
Thank you so much, Dr. I'm really so happy to join this session today. A very happy Republic Day, India. The thing is, we are from Mauritius, but our ancestors were from India. So everything, all the festivals which are celebrated there, we also celebrate it here, like Diwali, Holi, and all that. With the same fervor. So we all respect India very much. And in fact, in most of my poems, I write how much I love India and how many times I visit India. The more I visit, the more places I want to see. And I am never satisfied, sort of. I want to go and visit more and more places. So I'm actually very much fascinated by India, by everything, the beautiful hill stations, the people, the food, the music, Indian films, well, so much to name. In fact, my books are full of India and all that I love, all the different places, the religion. I just can't remember. I've got so much to say about India. So just that, let me very briefly say thank you so much for inviting me on this platform today. A very happy Republic Day to India. I am proud to be an Indian, but I feel actually we are Indo-Mauritians. We are not Mauritians, we are Indo-Mauritians. So really, for me, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Welcome, ma'am, and we are very glad to have you here for this literary endeavor. We wish you all the best. Now, let me introduce our respected poetess. She is a primary school educator in Mauritius. She is another Indo-Mauritian. She writes poetry and short stories as hobby. She considers writing to be the meaning of her life, and she has always been influenced by all the great writers and wishes to be, like them, immortalized in her works. Her works can be read on poetrysoup.com, our Inkdew publications page, and she had also appeared in various literary magazines like Setu, Different Truths, Dissident Voice, In Between Hangovers Press, Wish Press, Talks Magazine, Blue Mountain Review, and among others. She has also been published in poetry and also in two anthologies for the Imagine and Poesia group. Her poems are often placed in free online contests. She has been selected to be among the most influential women in Mauritius for the 2017 category of Arts and Culture, and she has also been awarded as a promising Indian for the year 2017 for the same category. This is such a glorified laurels to her name. Let's welcome our respected ma'am Anuchika Ganga Bisun to our international poetry session. Welcome, ma'am, to this poetry session.
Hello, sir. I wish to thank you, first of all, and Mr. Bulu. Thank you for organizing this literary festival and allowing us to showcase our art and our talent to the world. I wish you all a very happy Republic Day. It gives me great honor today to be participating in a literary event, being, as Mrs. Subhan has said, an Indo-Mauritian. and to be participating in an event related to the Republic Day of India. And well, if I may add, I have 5 publications to my name, poetry anthologies and collections of short stories. And it's wonderful to share my poetry with you, and I look forward to hearing you and to getting to know you better. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. We are really happy, and it's our pleasure to listen to your poetry. And thanks for joining us in this international poetry session. And on the eve of Republic Day, the President of India distributes Padma Awards to the civilians of India every year. These are the second highest civilian awards in India after Bharat Ratna. These awards are given in 3 categories in Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri in decreasing order of importance. We congratulate the eminent person who have received awards in the category of literature and arts. We really wish you all the best, and this was a message from our beloved poet to congratulate them all, and Inkdew will try to meet and do something awesome. And to start with, let's start our poetry session. I would like to request Kusmati ma'am to recite a poem.
So, can you hear me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So here goes my poem. The title is May the Indian Flag Fly High for Eternity. So I begin my poem. India, the beloved country of my ancestors, mother of religions, lush with scenic beauty, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from the east to the west, the grand Himalayas, having 9 of the 14 highest peaks, this abode of snow, feeding the great rivers, is a soul elevating visual treat. The dales and deep valleys all simply present a relaxing, picturesque topography. People live in unison, and sages are known for sanctity for ages. The women have excelled in many fields, from warfare to their successful contribution as scientists in ISRO. As for architecture in temples, it reflects a synthesis of arts, the ideals of dharma, beliefs, and values of Hinduism. From teaching to the world how to count, leading to scientific discoveries, to being the birthplace of human speech, the mother of legends and traditions, the country is resolved to take to greater heights. As it became an independent republic on 26 January 1915, India proudly celebrates the country's glory on this date. May the Indian flag fly high for eternity, displaying proudly the tricolors representing sacrifice, renunciation, bravery, truth and purity, life, faith, chivalry, with a wheel in the center signifying motion and progress unceasing. People who are part of the Indian diaspora, including Mauritians, with all patriotic leaders in unison, celebrate the hard-fought battle with jubilation against British domination. We salute you, India, wholeheartedly, with pride in our souls. Devotedly, we pray for unity and glory to fight against all corruption everlastingly. Vande Mataram. Thank you so much.
This was a very beautiful poem. I would request our Nisa Kaman ma'am to opine something about this poem.
It was beautiful. I think she has covered, ma'am, you have covered everything possible. And you spoke for all of us who are staying outside India right now. And it is, I think India is something that we can talk non-stop, and each one of us will have a different perspective and a newer perspective. So we loved your poem. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to request Anuchika ma'am to recite her poem.
Okay. Um, so my poem is called Ode to the Land of My Ancestors. India, so rich in culture, in history, in mystery, a land which I admire, not only for its diversity, but also for its unity. It being the land gods chose to dwell, rested on earth, it goes without saying that peace prevails upon it, playing as freely as would a bubbly child upon the lap of his mother, clad in a robe of virtue, respect, and faith. A land where I feel I belong, for the depth of my spirituality finds its anchorage there, even if I claim to have no religious belonging of any sort. And someday, I just feel my heart whispering to me, someday I shall get my rebirth there, and I shall live as one of its children, rooted deep in its culture and humming its hymn, while hosting its flag high up in the air. Thank you. So that was an ode, sorry, to the land of my ancestors.
This was a very beautiful poem. I would like to request Pushpamati ma'am to say something about this poem.
It's beautiful. We can't say anything less than beautiful for our beloved ancestors' land. It was all we can say that we really love India. The more we say, the more we have to say. As it is, we cannot stop speaking about India. As I said previously, the more places I visit, the more I want to visit. I'm so much fascinated by everything. So I think it's there for all of us, all the poets. And in fact, 30 lines is nothing. We could write 300, 3,000 lines in praise of our beloved country. So again, thank you very much. Anushka, your poem was very beautiful and we love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for this beautiful opinion. And now I'd like to request our Nisha ma'am to recite her poem.
Thank you, Manoj. Again, India, my motherland. India, our motherland, is not a mere country, but an emotion that ignites within us a fire of intense devotion, a sense of immense pride that completely conquers, and every Indian to its root, it firmly anchors. Himalayas in the north bejewels our mother like a radiant crown, kindles in every spirited native feelings alien yet profound. Ganga cascades like a goddess with a mystical divine surge. As a warrior from the battlefield, does it unvanquished emerge. With Kashmir safely under its wing, there's advent of a new dawn called paradise on earth. It replicates the lustrous moon that is often forlorn. So ethereal, yet the enchanting beauty of our opulent nation. It is God's most unique and an artistic creation. The armed forces have time and again preserved her sanctity and benevolently laid down their lives to safeguard her dignity. No class, no creed, no religion they see in their supreme sacrifice. Under these brave hearts, our motherland is an eternal paradise. Each Indian is impassioned when the tricolor flutters high. Diverse religious beliefs at that moment does it glorify. Every soul is stirred as Vande Mataram echoes in the air, carried through generations, a legacy that's so rare. India, in every heartbeat, her name is deeply inscribed. The feeling that's nurtured can never be described. We celebrate its grandeur and hold it in great reverence. Of every Indian's life, it is a spiritual and divine essence. Thank you.
Such a beautiful poem, ma'am, and thanks for reciting this. Now I would like to request Anushka ma'am to give some opinion about this poem.
So, your poem moved me when you say India is an emotion that ignites within us the fire of devotion. India is a spiritual essence. Actually, you made of India a queen. She's a beautiful queen.
She
And I
is.
felt it. I felt it. I've been there only once, for 6 days only. It was for the function. But being on her land, it's like being really on a motherland. Her soils, there are no feelings to describe it. You have given her a great reverence. Through you, I can relate to these words so much. They are powerful, deep, and moving. Thank you for this reverence.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, actually, India is everywhere. Wherever you go, from east to west, India is everywhere, and we are one. We are India. So, thanks for joining this international poetry session. As we have recited one poem, so let's discuss something awesome. So, to start with, I would like to ask something to our Nisha ma'am. Uh, what do you find a different in Indian literature? How it is different from rest of the world?
See, I think Indian literature, the way, how it originates, basically, no other, I think we may compare it to like Shakespeare's odes, but I think Indian literature, there is nothing that can meet. There is no, what do you say, comparison. So I think our Indian literature, the language, the scriptures, they are excellent.
Thank you, ma'am. And actually, there are so many languages in India.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
this makes a beautiful amalgamation of our cultures and so many thoughts. Actually, this varies from places to places, languages to languages. So
Correct.
finally, beautiful literature is born out of this. So Pusmati ma'am is saying something.
Yeah. I would like to thank you. I would like to add what Nishaji said just now. We are really proud to be from India, our ancestors from India. I mean, it's the land of temples, the land where God took birth in so many manifestations. Krishna, Ram, the land where the great epics of the East come from, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. So there is, as I stated previously, the more said, the more we have to say. And the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, they teach so much to people. We love values, morality. It has got so much to teach to us, to the world. Take, for example, the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is not just a holy scripture for Hindus, just for India. It preaches how to live our life, how to be comforted by ourselves, how to find that light in our inner self, how to illumine our path, and how to see things on a broader aspect. So I think the more you read the Gita, the Ramayana, the more you learn about how to go ahead with life, how to surmount our troubles, how to face everyday life with much strength, with much sort of courage, and never to lose hope. Keep on fighting. If you are not successful, no problem. Just keep on going. Like Krishna says to Arjun, Yud karo par, keep on trying your best and don't wait for the fruits. Don't wait because they will come. If we do good actions, the actions will come. If our poems are good, we shall win. If somebody else's poems are better, they will win. But it's there for us to try harder. So it's inspirational. Everything about India inspires us. Be it the books, the literature, the art, the sculpture, the temples, my God. My God, there's just non-stop. I can say a lot about India, and I'm so sad these days we can't visit India because of COVID. We are waiting. We are waiting, myself and my husband. We really love India. And as soon as things are better, we are going to visit. First flight, and we are there, India. So, India, we are coming. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such beautiful opinion about India. This makes that India is really great. This makes us realize so beautifully. Now I'd like to ask Anushka ma'am, so what is the impact of Indian literature in your writing?
Well, I wanted to answer the first question. Firstly, I'd like to say that since you have so many scriptures originating from India, the writings, the modern writings that Indians are creating, they tend to firstly have either a source from these scriptures or they create a total contrast because life is modern now and life is no more as it was before. So, for one, there's this point, and then secondly, you have so many cultures in India. You have tribes, cultures, and subcultures, and the literature of India is so vast. You have so many things to write of. You have things happening in the cities, things happening in the villages, things happening in the forest areas. You have so many things. Well, in my life, I must say I read more of the spiritual books. The Indian authors, I'm not well since I work quite far from my work home. I don't have time to read much, but I'm more spiritually bent. And many a times you will have me Gitas, the Vedas, the Upanishads. I read a lot, and many of my writings are influenced from what I read in there. So maybe I have this, like I said, very open spirituality, and this is manifested in my writings. I even bought a book which I tend to look for 3 or 4 times a year when the need feels when the need arises in me. It's the Songs of Kabir, 100 songs of Kabir translated into English by and I have a branch of the family who were once followers of Kabir Pantis. My grandmother was a Kabir, and when I read his poem, I was like, it's so me actually. So maybe I have this in me, and the spirituality, Indian literature. I would say I get inspired by its spirituality.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, Anushka is the first international author who is publishing books with Inkdew publications, and her poem is so spiritual, and really I was inspired. While I was reading, I was moved. Her thought is really different from other spiritual poems I have read. Though I don't read that much, still these are unique, really unique. And these are so, some poems are so long and so moving that I finished all the poems reading in one night, and these are around 100 poems. I finished all in one single night, and they are very spiritual.
Thank you.
And for being the first international author, we are giving our premium promotion plan for free for Anushka ma'am, and we'll publish her book as our first international author. Thank you, ma'am, for staying with us.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I'd like to ask a question to our Kusmawati ma'am. When you come to India, what do you take with you? When you come to India, what do you take with you?
Beautiful scenic beauty in my mind. Like when I went to Tiger Hill, to view the Himalayas, sunrise in the Himalayas. It's there. It's there, in my mind's imagination. It's there like I saw it last in the morning. We went early in the morning at 5:36. And from there, just to view the Himalayas, the sunrise in the Himalayas. So I come back with lovely lovely souvenirs of the beautiful places. First and foremost, I love verdant places, mountains, hills. I really love that, and the terraced plantation, in Darjeeling, those tea plantations, and usually the hill stations appeal to me most. Uti, Kashmir, Canal, to name some. And of course, when I visit the temples, I just look at them. I went to Rameshwaram. The pillars, each and every pillar, so much work, so much dedication in a time when things were not so easy like it is now, with just hammer and chisel, so many delicate deities in dancing poses, in so many poses signifying so many thoughts. So it's like looking at it and being fascinated by it. I know very little about architecture. Let me tell you one thing. When I was in India, in history, we had one question. I did Indian history about architecture, and I had not revised anything on architecture, but I had visited a few places. I wrote my answer, and I was the first one. Mauritian, and getting to be the first one in my class on Indian architecture. And I was so happy. Success is always welcome. And I got above 70 because, like, I described all the places I had visited. Fatehpur Sikri, we had been, those forts, those castles, and the palaces. My God, they are in ruins, yes. You can see them, and you just marvel. How much time did they take in making all those, in constructing and in working at them? And so much dedication, so much of sincerity, so much of art, so much of knowledge. We are nothing. We are nothing in front of these sculptors. We just write a few lines. We know nothing, almost nothing in front of these people. I really admire all that beautiful, beautiful work of so many dedicated people.
Thank you, ma'am, for your beautiful opinion. Actually, Matt Korbik is trying to join since 1 hour, but there is some network problem. So, to keep it short, I will recite a poetry written by him. The Land of Opportunities and Charity, written by Matt Korbik. He is from Bosnia, Herzegovina, and he always takes part in our literary lit contest, Inkdew photo poetry lit contest, where we provide a photo, and according to that, you have to write a poetry within 30 lines. It's a multilingual lit contest. You have to write either in English, ODIA, or Hindi, or you can write in any language, in English or Hindi or ODIA. So he has written this poem, The Land of Opportunities and Charity. Amazing India. There are so many buildings. Yes, indeed. The soul can be lost in a second. Heavenly paradise for dreamy eyes that observe all information with an exclamation of courage. We have to say they have good food really, and to look at the family with deep respect. We love watching their series in the Balkans as well. So let's comment on them with pleasure over coffee. A place where technology is evolving rapidly. There is a lot of space for young people. It progresses gradually in every possible field, and that's very important to really tell the public. Many think that poverty is money, but no one knows that man carries goodness within himself, and this state just has it in all places, at every step, at every possible time of day and night. It's time to visit this country if you haven't already. You will find many friends who are sincere and without anger, because everyone sees you as one man, one mind, wherever you came from the end of the world. Thank you, Matt Korbik. Though you are trying to join in our international poetry session, due to some technical glitch, you are unable to join, and we are sorry for this. And thanks for such a beautiful poem. There is a saying in our Sanskrit, Ayam nija paroviti ganana laghuchetasam udara charitanam su vasudhaiva kutumbakam. That means this is yours, that is mine. This type of feelings is only for timid minds. A broad-minded man thinks that the world is one family. And that is the basic culture of our India. Everyone thinks that the world is one family. Whoever be you, if you visit India, you will be treated as one of the family member. So this is a very beautiful poem asking the earthmates, our earthmates, to visit India as one of the family member of an Indian. Thank you for such a beautiful poem. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pusmawati ma'am. Thank you, Nisha ma'am. Thank you, Anushka ma'am, for joining us in this international poetry session. And Inkdew is trying to the best to promote literature. And previously, we conducted so many Litfests as well. And we are working profusely for digitalization of literature through ebooks and audiobooks of different languages, including ODIA, that is my mother tongue, emphasizing about local tribal culture and wanting its global spread. Actually, we want to go global. So, Inkdew publication takes onus of globalizing literature, aspiring to touch the galaxy of success. We are on the verge of producing an extraordinary international magazine which features poems of both overseas and Indian poets, with a motto of taking literature to a pinnacle through both digital and physical media. The publication house is perspiring every moment, with a promise that Inkdew publications will take praiseworthy action for the amelioration of local tribal culture and its reach to the global market. We are planning for another different magazine as well, and our rigorous and intriguing endeavor will be continued with an indomitable spirit, and we will do this in coming days as well. Our website is coming soon. This is a social media platform. You don't need to write here and there. You can write here just like Facebook, but in Facebook there is no title, there is no category. We are separating this as per category, as per language. You can send friend requests to persons, and you can send message, and you can publish for letter. You can save it as your draft, and so many things are coming. We are going to publish ebooks and audiobooks as well. And for our first few authors, we are trying to promote it to the level best. And here we are having our chief advisor Bulhota sir. I would like to request to say something about Inkdew and put a vote of thanks. Bulu sir. Hello. Bulu sir. Bulu sir. Bulu sir. Bulu sir.
It's not
Actually,
working.
he wants to thank you.
Thanks to all our lovable poet on celebration of 72 Republic Day of India. We are gladly participants, viewers of multi-channel. Again, thanks from our Inkdew. Thanks to all.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you Nisha ma'am. Thank you Pusmawati ma'am. Thank you Anushka ma'am. And all our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter viewers. We are really glad that you are watching us in very high numbers, and you are inspiring every time, day and night. We are getting lots of messages for new recommendations. If you have any suggestions, you can write to us. Thank you for watching. Thanks. Namaste. Once again, Happy Republic Day to everyone.